what's going on YouTube? Welcome to my YouTube channel, Buy Low, Sell Shy. In this video, I'm going to show you how I spent $80 and made $1,200 in profit, and I only spent 80 bucks. And I've done this in the last 90 days. If you're new to the channel, my goal in the beginning of the year was to sell 100 bucks a day on eBay. I think I'm over 200 something bucks on average a day. So this will be my top 10 most wacky, craziest sales. It's all different stuff. You don't want to miss it, especially if you're a reseller. You're going to want to look out for this stuff. So number one here are my sales. Yesterday I broke a record. I've never sold more than $790.75 in one single day. Guys, that's nuts. I do this part-time. I do this for fun. I do this to make some extra money. I really enjoy doing it. It's become an absolute blast. So we're going to start with number one. The most expensive thing I've ever sold on eBay were books. These were from my neighbor. I was really skeptical on this one, but they are from 1909, and a professor from MIT, younger guy, purchased these books. They're in excellent condition considering the age. I mean, what are we talking here? 116-year-old books in its complete collection. Amazing. So if you run across these out and about at an estate sale, all you gotta do is open up the cover and you want to look for stuff like this. These are basic classic stories, novels from 1909. And they're not in the greatest of shape, and man, this was a pain to ship. And the reason it was a pain is I bubble wrapped every single book. Before I did that, I put it in a poly bag to keep them dry, and I actually had to send them in 3 separate boxes. This is the big book right here. This is the Darwin one, Origin of the Species by Charles Darwin, and it's the only book that actually has like a map of basically genealogy. How do you say that? So awesome sale. $650 was the accepted offer. Cost me 48 bucks in 3 boxes, plus a lot of money in bubble wrap and materials. And I had the boxes already, recycle boxes from shipments I received. But that was awesome. Now I gave the my neighbor 320 bucks. I'm actually giving that to him tomorrow because that's when it shows up in my account. And I made $213 on 51 books. I didn't spend a penny, but I did market it for him. It did take some time to sell, not too long. I put these up for sale a couple months ago, but by far the most expensive anything book related I've ever sold on eBay in my entire 24 years doing this. All right, next item. This one's really cool. A lot of these are bangers, and the reason they're bangers is condition. So my neighbor told his other buddy about me. His buddy Scott brought a bunch of stuff over, and I was looking at this watch. It's a Seiko Katura two-tone steel black dial. It's a 40 millimeter, which is a popular men's size. 2009 model. It was his father's. His father's no longer around. His dad was an elevator mechanic. He never wore watches. And this obviously was a gift. So this thing's so cool because it's absolutely brand new. It's never even been put on a wrist. And I didn't even want to change the battery because I didn't even want to touch it. I was fear of scratching it. It's a sapphire crystal. It's a very high-end Seiko watch, but it's a Seiko. And again, everything brand new. Even the links were inside the bag. They've never been touched, inside of a sealed bag. And here is that the card. So you hear a lot of that about Rolexes. Does it come with the box, come with the paperwork, the card? That's very important. Seiko was doing this in '09. So amazing sale. You'll never see one like this ever on eBay. And you'll never see a Seiko watch from 2009 sell for this high of a price. But obviously the person that collects watches, they wanted this piece. It sold really fast within a week. I spent zero money. I marketed. I made $147 in my pocket after I gave the guy Scott his cash. So he was super super happy. All right, this actual item out of the 10 items I'm going to show you is the only item that I actually purchased. I purchased this on an online auction. I spent $80 for this watch. That was including tax and delivered to my door. So I didn't have to go out anywhere to source this. I sourced this from sitting my butt here and shopping online. And it is a very rare women's Zodiac professional diver watch. It's a 30 millimeter. This watch is brand new. It's a floor model. So this was from a watch reseller or jewelry shop that sold this watch. It still had the original tag on it. I did change the battery. Here's the original tape. So it was a floor model, so it's not perfect. It's been tried on a few times on display. I always show the back of my watches when I open them up. It's an absolutely beautiful watch. This went international, and I profited $192. So after my $80 investment, getting my $80 back, on top of that, I profit $192. Absolute stunning sale. I'm the only one on eBay that sold a Zodiac watch for this much money that's this old. All right, next item here is a bit of a dumpster dive. So my neighbor that I do consignment with, his 93-year-old neighbor had this bike on the curve for garbage day. And I was going to grab it, but I'm like, nah, I don't want to mess with a bike. Bike's a lot of work. Well, my neighbor brought it over. We looked it up. I said, man, this thing's from 1963, and it was flat. All the tires were flat. I filled the tires with air. They filled up really nicely. I cleaned the bike. I spent a good hour cleaning the chrome with steel wool mesh and some water, and just shined up the bike as much as possible. I did try very, very hard to sell it at my garage sales and locally, but someone in California ended up buying this. He obviously collects bikes, and I had to take the bike apart, ship it FedEx. I charge $100 for shipping, but I did not have a bike box this large. A bike box is 54 inches long, so I did have to take this piece of chrome off here, but I did pay the extra money for the bike box. Bike boxes are usually $15-20, but I paid FedEx $35 to wrap the bike with bubble wrap. It's called a Fragile purchase at a FedEx office store, and I paid the label. The label is $98, so charging $100 for a bike was not enough. So if you do sell bikes, you want to charge at least $135 if you want to basically break even on the shipping with the box and the packing. But this was a lot of labor. At the end of the day, I made $110. I don't think I'd ever do that again. But it was a great learning experience. And yes, you can sell bicycles on eBay. It's pretty crazy. All right, next item is another item that I would never, ever, ever ship again. The buyer had a great experience. This was my neighbor's. This is consignment. I put no money into this, but man, did I spend some time getting this package safe. So I took tubes, put it in a very large box, bubble wrapped everything, but I reinforced all the corners. I put like real thick cardboard tubes, so that way you could literally step on the box. But the real professional way to ship any type of taxidermy is you have to build a wooden crate from scratch, and then you attach the taxidermy to the inner frame of the rectangular box that you create out of wood studs. That's the correct way to do it. I don't know how to do that. I wasn't planning on doing it because that would have been a lot of money. But anyways, long story short, this took me over an hour to just package and get it safe enough to ship. The buyer left positive feedback. I spent zero money. After giving my neighbor money, I made $92 on this taxidermy 40-inch muskie, and it already had damage. So it's pretty cheap for a professional muskie mount. Next item is a really big surprise. Again, the guy who I do consignment with, my neighbor, he was a professional hockey player. He played for the Maple Leafs, and this was a helmet he had to grab because his helmet got smashed in a game, and he picked this up while he was playing in Canada, and I guess is a very popular Wayne Gretzky style of helmet. It's a Swedish company. It's called the Jofa Blue Helmet. It's a very specific style. Sold for 250 bucks. It literally took 2 days for this to sell. Again, I had invested no money in it. I made $101 in less than 48 hours on a hockey helmet. I've never in my entire life, 24 years doing this on eBay, sold a hockey helmet of any sort. But the way he stored this thing's old, man. It's like from the 80s. The foam was absolutely perfect. It's a really great condition, and that's why the buyer bought it, because this is a very rare helmet. People will go out of their way to find and source these helmets, so they're so they could play hockey in it, or maybe they want their kids to wear it. But this is the Wayne Gretzky style helmet. It's not owned by Wayne Gretzky, but Wayne Gretzky made this helmet famous. I know nothing about hockey. I'm just repeating what my neighbor said. So that was awesome. All right, next piece is very interesting. So this came from my neighbor's buddy who brought all this silver and gold over. And I started making a pile of absolute junk that I told him to take to the coin shop. They'll give you $1 per gram. But I'm like, this one's a little special. And I cleaned it up. It cleaned up beautifully. This is a solid 92.5%, so 925 sterling silver chain, Cuban curb link ID bracelet. And normally with these ID bracelets, someone's already engraved their name in it. This one didn't have any engravements. And he would have got $58 clear at the local coin shop. Now, I don't think you can bring sterling silver in, or sterling silver jewelry, especially into coin shops. They're not buying it right now because the refineries are not taking it in. So, anyways, he could have got 58 bucks that day because they were still buying sterling, but I sold it for $237.50. Beautiful, thick, still in style. He said he used to wear it, back when he was like 30 years old. Anyways, that was really cool. That particular piece I made $97, and I didn't put a penny into it. Now I did polish it. I cleaned it. It did not look this nice when I received it, and I'm the one who marketed and took the photos. So very, very cool experience to make $97 and not have to put any money into it. Just my time, my expertise. Beautiful piece of jewelry. All right, this next one's very unique as well. You're never going to see an iPhone 5S that is used sell for this high of a price ever again on eBay. It's a very old phone. It's very old technology. I sold it for $237.50. The reason this sold was it was absolutely mint perfect. So again, this was on consignment. I didn't source this phone. It was brought to me in my garage, amongst with other iPhones. I've sold plenty of other iPhones. But these things are a little tricky to sell. But this one was unique. It came to me like this. It was in the OtterBox. And he said when he bought the phone for his kid, he put it in an OtterBox. He told his kid never take it out of the OtterBox. I tried this too myself with my kids. I tried putting OtterBoxes, and then like a week later, the kids figured out how to open up the OtterBox. It's too bulky. It's too big. And guess what? They end up smashing the glass in their phone or denting the corner. So anyways, to get $237 for a very old iPhone is insane. I did include the OtterBox, but I did not put OtterBox in the description of the title because you will get zeroed for that. You are not allowed to sell anything OtterBox on eBay. OtterBox will force eBay to take down your listing and zero your account, which can prevent you from selling stuff if you make too many mistakes like that. But iPhones are a bit of a pain. You do have to plug them in. You do have to make sure that the person giving it to you has cleared it off of iCloud, and you have to factory reset it. So if you don't know how to do that, don't do it because it's a big pain in the butt. And if you don't clear it and unlock it, the people that buy it, even the people that buy the phones for parts, they'll get really upset. They won't buy it from you unless you can prove to them that it's not blacklisted or that it's locked to someone's iCloud, because then it's absolutely worthless. It's just worth the actual parts. So again, $237.50 is very high for an iPhone 5S, 64 gigabyte space gray. I think average these sell for like 30 bucks. So that was awesome. So cool. And it took a couple weeks to sell. All right, this next one's very interesting. I also have never sold a sign. kind of reminds me of American Pickers. So it's a Wisconsin fishing licenses authorized agent. Again, it's from my neighbor. I spent no money on this. I didn't clean the sign. I didn't even have to wipe it down. Uh, he had it hanging in his garage. I listed it. It sold within a day for $237.50. I earned $101, and it was super easy to ship. You just wrap it up in cardboard, like um, you just kind of like fold the box over end over end. The guy that bought it lives in Wisconsin, and this is an official Wisconsin fishing license sign. It's obviously retired. It's an old one. They don't use this anymore, so it is legal to sell. And it's made out of metal. It's nothing, no fancy porcelain, none of that jazz. So that was really cool. And to get $101.75 for literally 30 minutes of my time is amazing. And I took pictures of this on my garage floor because I didn't want to bring it inside because it's too big. It doesn't fit my light booth. All right, last but not least is a hockey stick. Again, never sold a hockey stick in my entire life. I'm not into hockey. My neighbor obviously is. He had season tickets. This is from the 2008 Blackhawks hockey season. He always had season tickets due to his company and stuff like that. But anyways, there's only 500 of these sticks. It's a Hall of Fame, authentic, real signed hockey stick. So there's only 500 of these that exist in the entire world. And Bobby Hull and Stan Mikita both signed this. And then it was given to season ticket holders that spent a lot of money with the Blackhawks as a gift of their appreciation for supporting the team. So this is a local pickup. The guy actually still has to pick it up. He's going to pick it up this weekend, but I already got paid on it. But this is what it looks like in case you happen to find one of these. But it literally says Bobby Hull and Stan Mikita. It's not an auto signature. It's their real life signatures right here on the stick itself. So very, very cool. Very, very unique piece. And on that one, I made 83 bucks. And I just have to meet with the guy who's going to come over here to my garage. I'll give him the stick, and it'll show that it's shipped. So, guys, you never know what you're going to be able to sell on eBay. It's very wacky to me to sell this kind of stuff. These are all newer items. These are all items that I'm very unfamiliar with. But now that I've experienced it and gone through it, I want to share it with you guys. Because if I can do it part-time and source these items and literally spend 80 bucks, but obviously it's who you know, who you trust. That's key. I was able to make over $1,200 in profit, and the only item I bought was this one for 80 bucks. The rest of these were brought to me, to my garage. I didn't go out and source it. I didn't have to fight people at the Goodwill bins. I didn't have to go to a stinky, disgusting flea market in 6 in the morning and deal with a bunch of weird people. This stuff was brought to me. So it does pay to be an expert of listing basically anything on eBay, and these are all very unique, one-of-a-kind pieces. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I hope you learned something, and don't be quiet about what you do. If you are a reseller and you're doing a good job, tell people about it. Do not be embarrassed about it, and you never know. People might bring you stuff, and you might be able to make $1,200 or more, and you don't have to put a penny into it. It's just your expertise, your photo skills, or your photography skills. Learn how to do descriptions, provide great customer service, and you can kill it. I mean, $16,047 in 90 days. That's insane. There are guys I watch on YouTube. There's a guy right now. He's got a warehouse. He's got 5 people working for him. He sells jeans and clothing. Guess what his 90-day total is? It's $20,000. Mine's $16,000, and I do this for fun. I don't have a warehouse. I don't have an expense. I don't have to dish out thousands and thousands of dollars to generate income. I don't have to hire people. I do it all myself on my own time, and I really enjoy it. So, guys, if I can do this, you can too. Appreciate you guys watching my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. Check out my other videos. You never know what you might learn or what you might have in your house to sell on eBay. So, appreciate you guys stopping by. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.